Well, hello and welcome to our continued coverage of the 2012 Men's European Handball Championships in Serbia. My name's Paul Bray. Thanks for joining us again here at the Spence Arena in Novi Sad in the north of the country on the first day of the main round in Group 2. Well, earlier today, Iceland comfortably dispatched Hungary 27-21 to move off the foot of the table, while France also picked up their first points of the main round with a hard-fought win against the tenacious Slovenians. But up next, it's the top of the table clash between Spain and Croatia, the only team to come through from the preliminary round with 3 full wins behind them. So those then the matches played so far today. Iceland 27-21 winners over Hungary. France have beaten Slovenia. It was hard going though, 28-26. Brief glimpse at the table there will tell you that Croatia still top with 4 points. Spain and Hungary are behind them on 3. And then Iceland, Slovenia and France all have 2 points. The referees for today's game are from the Czech Republic, Václav Horacek and Jiří Novotný. They're going to have their work cut out with these fanatical Croatian supporters who've come in several thousands in the buses. And now we have the national anthems coming up very shortly.
First of all, the national anthem of Spain.
It will be Spain first. Well, they all pretty much look lost in their own thoughts, don't they? And now we'll have the anthem of Croatia, I'm sure with crowd participation. Well, Croatia world champions in 2005, Olympic champions in 96 and 2004, but the European title has always eluded them. This is the lineup for Spain. Strong goalkeepers in Hombrados and Sierra, but look out for Ugalde on the left wing and Cañelas, the playmaker. They've really been on good form. The Spanish wingers are very quick and they will break away at every opportunity. This is Cañelas, 15 goals so far in the competition, 79% success rate. 6 of those are coming from the 7-meter line. He's just ahead of Ugalde by a couple of goals. If we look at the Croatian lineup, well, Balich was a doubt with injury before, so was Vukovic, but both are here, so look out for Balich. He will only come on sporadically, but he has great cover in Dunjak, and Lakovic, though, the left back, playing at number 6, is their top scorer with 14 goals. There is the man, Ivano Balich, just 5 goals tends to come on midway through the first half. That's been the way they've played him in the preliminary stages. He's had adductor problems, and they really just don't want to strain him too much. And Rivero Lopez Valero has his work cut out for Spain here against Croatia with a massive support. Coachloads of the Croatian supporters have been arriving here in Novi Sad throughout the day for the game, and that is Slavko Goluca, the coach of Croatia, a former great legendary player of the old Yugoslav team, and then Croatia, Olympic champion in 2004 and 1996. Croatia, well, they've been silver medalists at the last two European Championships, beaten in 2008 by Denmark and then 2 years ago by France. Never quite managed to get that gold medalist, the one title that has eluded them. Have to go back to the World Championships in 2009 in Croatia for the last meeting between these two teams, and Croatia, who went on to take silver behind France, won big time, 32-22. That is no indication of how it's going to go today, I can tell you. Spain are not 10 goals worse than Croatia. So Croatia, Mirko Alilovic, as ever, will start in goal. In fact, the other goalkeeper, Losrat, has only seen 10 minutes of action so far, while for Spain, it looks like Jose Manuel Sierra, the Valladolid goalkeeper, there he is on the left, will start. 38% save rate in the competition, marginally better than Hombrados. And there is Igor Vori, the huge Croatian line player and key in defence, 2 meters and 3, 114 kilos. He's played his club handball previously in Barcelona, but is now in Hamburg in Germany. And so Croatia looking to maintain their 100% record. The only team still with a 100% record. Spain looked to be good for it until they blotted their book, allowing the Hungarians to snatch the draw right to the death in the last game in the preliminary round. So here we go then. Croatia throw off, playing from right to left in the all-white strip. Spain today in the black outfits with a yellow flash. They start with this deep 5-1 defence, trying to put pressure at the back. Dunjak is the playmaker. Lakovic is at left back. Buntic tries to find a way through into the side netting. That is Domagoj Dunjak. Hard to think he's only 23 years of age, already played in 3 World Championships, 2 European Championships and the Olympic Games, scoring 256 goals for his country. Certainly helps that Balich can count on having a good rest while he's in there. The momentum never drops. Spain pushing a second line player early on, and Trerios tries to go through. There's no way there though, and they get a free throw. Croatia holding hard with Jakov Gojun, defence specialist, 2 meters and 4, 110 kilos. They've got a huge central block, the Croatians in defence, and then Igor Vori at the point of this 5-1 defence, trying to unsettle the Spaniards. Attacking foul, and what a shame they didn't spread it. Spain trying to batter the front door down and not realising the subtlety is sometimes better. There was space on the wing, great save by Sierra, and back comes Spain. Moros rushing into the line. Gurbindo still in there, the number 3, waiting for his chance to sub out, I suspect, or will he stay on? Should be interesting. Aguinagaldi goes in. Plays for Atletico Madrid, the line player. He's a big lad, 110 kilos, 1 meter 95, but still dwarfed by some of the Croatian defenders at the back there. Sarmiento goes in on the line, and Gurbindo is staying in. Little shove on him as he goes to shoot by Dunjak, and it's a free throw for Spain. Croatian fans in great voice here, with the favourites falling by the wayside. Denmark and France coming into the main round with 0 points. Great opportunity, beautifully done, right down into the far corner by Juan Garcia. Free throw. Well, the Barcelona winger finding a little bit of space there, and Gurbindo already having a wardrobe malfunction early on there. Well, if you want to get close to the Euro 2012 in Serbia, why don't you check the official EHF Euro 2012 Facebook page at facebook.com/SRB 2012. Get close to international handball fans, and there are even great prizes to win on there, so maybe worth a visit at half-time. Foul there, it's a free throw. Croatia on the attack. Lakovic, he's got a huge shot, they've got to watch him carefully. Plays for Hamburg in Germany together with Dunjak and Vori. Croatian connection there with the German champions. They've lost the ball. Garcia's got it, looks up for a fast break, but the Croatians are back quickly. And more to the point, other than Moros, none of the Spaniards seem interested in the fast break. Sarmiento then in the centre, Entre Rios at left back. Gurbindo, an interesting choice to start at right back. And of course on the line, Aguinagalde. Sarmiento tries to find Aguinagalde. It's a penalty, fouled on the line. The fault by Lakovic on Gurbindo. And Lakovic curses away. There's the incident again, and he was fairly clumsy, and he was still inside the area when he jumped up and launched himself at Gurbindo. It's a chance for Romero. The only non-Spanish-based player in the team to step up. No mistake either for him. And Romero makes it 2-0 to Spain. The marksman who plays now for Fuchs Berlin after pretty much all his career at Barcelona. Only really been called on for penalties throughout this competition, and he has been delivering the goods. Into the wing, very closed angle, Sierra saves it. A slightly opportunist shot there from what was a very closed angle. Oh, and Spain go 3-0 up. Well, Spain determined to turn things around here. Raúl Entre Rios, the younger of the two Entre Rios brothers in the Spanish team. His older brother also plays left back, plays for Atletico Madrid, while Raúl plays for Barcelona, arch rivals the rest of the season. Top corner, finally, Lakovic. Relief for the spectators here. Two-footer jump, Igor Vori holding back two defenders. They should have spoken to each other and decided who was going up. Well, Lakovic, he was been in the team for a long time. Huge experience. Back they come again. Into the wing. There's a bit of space here. Through the legs of the keeper by Roberto Garcia. And Spain determined to leapfrog past Croatia at the top of the table. Make amends for that literally last gasp draw against Hungary. They resume with 3-2-1 defense. It's extremely deep, and Garcia Parondo there at the front is defending at about 12, 13, 14 meters even, but still the number twos from each side are pushing up defensively on left and right for Spain. They just need to watch it, and the Croatians respond by putting in a second line player. Dunjak goes in an effort to flatten the defense. Dunjak into the wing, that's clever play. That's more like it, under the keeper. Scored by Manuel Strelec, who plays for the Croatian champions Osiguranje Zagreb. 13 goals so far in the competition. Into the line. Well, he was destined for Aguinagalde. He didn't understand the move though, missed it. Well, how much more simple, to the halfway line and straight down the middle. Absolutely no one marking Igor Vori. So after a poor start, going 3-0 down, the Croatians have now responded in kind and trailed by just a single goal. Sarmiento runs through, he had a sight to goal briefly, tries to shoot, it's well saved by Lilovic. Back come Croatia, that's going to be a goal. You could almost see it in the goal before it happened. Jakov Gojun. And that's 3 without reply now for Croatia. And it's all square. Celebrations on the bench. They were in a tough group, Croatia. Well, they really battled it out. They finished top, winning all their matches, while the others all took points off each other, and it came down to goal difference to decide that Norway wouldn't make it through. Rather controversially, it has to be said. And suddenly now here, Croatia have taken the lead, and the fans are happy again. Nice fast break, and the Spaniards being caught short all the time, and it's Strelec. His second. Cuts back towards the middle as Igor Vori, quickly off the mark, got down there and held back the defenders. And every mistake by the Spaniards, every poor shot is being punished, and they've called a team timeout. Valero Rivera. Wake up, guys, is probably how that translates. Croatia then in the preliminary stage beat Iceland 31-29. Slovenia 31-29 also, and then a big win over Norway 26-20. But by then I'm afraid it didn't matter how much Norway lost by in that last game. Slovenia's 2-goal win over Iceland had already condemned them before that, unless they could beat the Croatians, and as they forced it at the end they lost track. Spain for their part, well, a great opening day win against the defending champions France, 29-26. And then on the second day they slipped up. They drew 24-all with the Hungarians. And a 30-27 win on the final day of the preliminary stages was all for nothing, because by then the Russians were already out of the competition. And Spain were going through with that 1 point dropped against the Hungarians. Back here then, 9 minutes played. Croatia leading 5-4. The Czech referees just trying to rectify the situation. Into the wing, he was fouled in the process though. Gurbindo, he'll come back for the free throw as Vukovic gives nothing away. Vukovic, who had a shoulder injury before the tournament started, and there was some doubt that he'd make it. Balich also a doubt, but then again Balich always seems to be a doubt before major championships. Oh, dispossessed. Beautifully played. And scored by Čupić, the winger who's come on. Well, a great start by Čupić, who takes over at the front of the defence from Igor Vori. And that's now a 5-goal run. Inside the area, it won't count. And no let-up, I'm afraid, for the Spaniards. Garcia Parrondo, but we've got a little bit of an injury there now. Tweak, and he's already, you can see, got strapping on that leg. And maybe that just tweaked it again. He's the one just on the inside here, and it's knocked his leg. So, well, Garcia Parrondo doesn't miss often. He's got an 80% success rate on his shooting so far in the competition. Well, the last time that Spain scored, it was to take a 4-1 lead. And that was only 4.5 minutes ago. Since then, they've conceded 5 goals. They're also playing this very deep 3-2-1 defence. Always hazard to call it a 3-2-1. I think once you get the defenders so far forwards, the connection of a 3-2-1 isn't really there anymore. Sells the dummy and goes right through Dunjak. And it's going terribly wrong for Spain here. 6 goals without reply. And Zlatko Goluca celebrates. Dunjak, such an exciting player, 82 caps, 256 goals. Spain bring in Alberto Entrerrios into the central role. Switch over from Raúl Entre Rios, his brother. They've lost possession now, and Croatia on the break. And once more they're punished by Strelec. His third goal. And as soon as they make the slightest mistakes, the wings are away. And the Spanish attack looking absolutely toothless. They make changes, but ironically they're making changes on the wing, which is not really where the problem is at the moment. Thomas comes in on the right-hand side. On the left, I think Ugalde has just come in. It's at the back they've got to get the firepower going, and they have brought on Cañelas, and that may well help. Top scorer with 15 goals so far. We got the first yellow card of the game. And at right back, Spain have changed Maqueda. That's probably a good choice. So Cañelas slips into the left back position. Alberto Entre Rios in the centre, and Maqueda at right back. Quick switch on to the other side. Thomas. And finally, after 6.5 minutes, they get the scoring going again. Did well, and as soon as Alilovic committed himself, started to drop, Thomas launched the ball. The Barcelona winger, scorer of 234 goals, and a great cheer goes up around the hall as Ivano Balich makes his entrance. It's like a big star at the opera, isn't it? He's instantly lights up the team and the crowd. Nearly losing the ball there. He's gone round, come back out on the left back position, blocked, comes back out favourably once more. Čupić has got it. Balich, well, first shot rather wayward. This is a top corner by some distance. Come back for the free throw. Moros substitutes as ever with Aguinagalde. Moros used almost exclusively in defence as Igor Vori takes over from Čupić at the front of the defence. Good pass. Well, if you can't get it straight into the line play, you may as well put it ahead and hope he can dive onto it, and that's exactly what Aguinagalde did. It was a nice feed into him by Entre Rios. First goal for the line player who's not being used in defence. Gets his break once more as Moros goes in. Thank you very much. Goes Lakovic. If you're going to stand back in defence, I'll just go in and score. Second for him. Well, despite what appears to be overwhelming dominance by Croatia, because Spain got a 3-0 run at the beginning, it's still only 3 goals in it. Well, both these teams actually qualified from the same group for these European Championships, Group 2. Saved. And Croatia, in fact, won both the away and the home legs of those matches. Čupić sees his shot saved by Sierra. So in Group 2 then, the qualifying Group 2 for these championships. The top 2 teams in each group going through. Croatia won all their matches. Spain lost those 2 against Croatia, but went through in second place ahead of Lithuania and Romania, who disappointingly finished completely at the bottom with 6 defeats. Those matches played back in March 2011. They're the most recent encounter between these 2 teams. Although the last encounter in a major competition itself was, as I mentioned earlier, the World Championships 2009, when Croatia won 32-22, a big win, and Spain pulled one back, courtesy of Maqueda, his first. The huge right back. Played in the World Championships last year for Spain, where they picked up a bronze medal. They're the last, really, of the pre-tournament favourites, still in with a shout. France and Denmark struggling. It's going to be a free throw. Sweden also somewhat in the doldrums at the moment, down in 5th place in Group 1, which is being played in Belgrade. Saved by Sierra, and Spain is slowly getting their footing back here. Cañelas will have to come back again as he's well blocked. Balich getting in his way. That went wide. Entre Rios looks up to the heavens, looking for some inspiration. It wasn't there just then, I'm afraid. As they come back, let me tell you that Group 1 got underway yesterday, the main round in Belgrade. An amazing 3 matches. In the first one of the day, Sweden had an 11-goal lead, 29 up at half-time against Poland, and Poland turned the game. They scored an 11-goal return in the second half to draw 29 all, while Denmark beat Macedonia with the last gasp fast break by Lindberg, while Serbia conceded a point as well to the Germans, who quite literally scored also in the last second, but from a set piece on the free throw, having taken out their goalkeeper and put in Kristoffersen as an extra court player, and it paid dividends as he scored. And so in that group in Belgrade at the moment, Germany and Serbia still top with 5 points, Poland a third on 3 points, then Denmark and Sweden on 2, and Macedonia on the bottom with 1. Attacking foul, Aguinagalde reverses into the defender. Simple format now with these main groups. The top 2 teams in each group will go through to the semi-final, where the winner of each group plays a runner-up of the other one. That's a penalty. And Cañelas looks on forlorn. Balich with a quick pass into Vori. Well, Makeda was the player potentially at fault with the shove. Has given away the penalty. Vori comes over for a quick chat with Goluza, the coach. Čupić to take the penalty. Well, Sierra comes so far forwards. Čupić comfortably helps himself. His second goal of the game. 10-7. Čupić, who, bizarre story, back in 2008, managed to, quite literally, got his ring finger caught in a fence, and well, don't ask us how it happened. Trying to release his hand, he managed to effectively tear off his finger just before the World Championships in Croatia. That's a penalty as well for Spain. Most people thought that would be the end of his career as a winger, not having that extra control on the ball, but he fought his way back, played for Croatia in the 2009 World Championships. Well, now, is that a penalty? Was that an attacker's foul? Well, they're still running into him. One's reversing into him as well, Dunja. So anyway, to come back to poor old Čupić, doesn't seem to have done his international career or his club career any harm. Plays for Rhein-Neckar Löwen in the German league, and he's doing fine. So change of keeper for Croatia. Vinjo Losert, he's saved 1 from 4 penalties so far in the competition, used very sparingly. He's only played 10 minutes. Steps up to face Romero. Through the legs. Romero's second penalty gets them back to within 2. And a change back. Mirko Alilovic heads off back in goal. He plays for Veszprém in Hungary. While Losert, of course, knows his opponents here today. He plays for Ademar Leon in Spain. Makeda. So unlucky. Makeda points down to the advertising strip on the ground. Just as Lakovic made his run, he slips. Got himself back up again and ended up, if anything, fouling Lakovic from the back. But it's that slip that cost him his footing and meant he was chasing after him. Lakovic's third. Well blocked. I think Goyun getting in the way of the shot by Makeda. Makeda goes wide, trying to stay out the way. Cañelas trying to take the shot on his own, but Vukovic helps to dispatch him and gets a free throw. Clock being stopped. Well, a victory here for Croatia would effectively give them 1 foot in the semi-final already, given the results going in the rest of the pool on a maximum 6 points. But Calero Rivera. Oh, nearly stolen. Canielas, they've got to get it wide quick. Oh, saved. Dajalilovic comes out kindly for Spain, but that's a chance missed. A big angle for the wing shot by Ugalde. Well, if you can't do it subtly from the wing, just power it in, thinks Canielas. And Spain hanging on at the moment. This has really been a very interesting championships. It's wide open now with the favourites almost pushed aside. It's hard to imagine who will be in the semi-finals now. Serbia, the host nation, doing well in the other group. Desperate to step on the podium in front of their home crowd. Macedonia have made it through into the main round. A big goal for them. Although sit bottom of the group, they've been very well supported as well. Balich, oh, dispossessed, nothing, say the referees. And again, they failed to put their chances away, and Spain will look back on their finishing and realise that was an opportunity missed. Entre Rios curses away as he turns. Moros, meanwhile, concedes the free throw. Here it is, takes off and goes straight off the leg of Alilovic, 26-year-old Hungarian-based keeper. 84 caps, so experienced. Well, the shooting efficiency fairly well matched, but it's because Spain started strong. I'm afraid it's coming off slowly here as Goluza, he took over from the famous, some will say infamous, Lino Cervar. Vori drops back in on the line as the Spanish defence again tries to push Balich back as far as possible. Ugalde at the front of the defence. Balich shifts to the left. Lakovic drives in, there's no way through there. Long range shot. That's a foul by the line player, Igor Vori, barging his way to create space for the back line. Canielas, Makeda, he had space to do it, but puts it into the wing instead, and Garcia. Is it Thomas? Second goal for the Barcelona winger, and they are within one. 22 minutes played in the first half. Croatia built up to these European Championships. It's going to be a free throw. Vori fouled as he shot. Croatians hosted a Four Nations tournament at home, won all three matches against Iran. It's an unusual team to bring in your build-up. Slovakia and Sweden, that was a good win, the latter there, against one of the pre-tournament favourites. Well, Spain really kind of hid themselves away a little bit. They went off to Lanzarote. They played Tunisia and Argentina, the African and the Pan American champions, winning both matches fairly comfortably. But they seem to have peaked at the right time when they played that great first game against France. But in the second game, they led pretty much throughout the entire game until the last minute, when the Hungarians had just been loitering behind them, ambushed them, and scored 2 goals inside the last 90 seconds. The last one a penalty by Chazar, quite literally on the buzzer, to snatch a point from the Spaniards, which could become costly later on in the competition. Balich into the line, stolen unfairly, say the referees. They'll come back for a free throw. Dunjak in the frame again, unusually now, playing with Ivano Balich. Both technically are playmakers. Balich, who plays for Osiguranje Zagreb, along with several of his teammates here. Koplia, Goyun, Strelek. But otherwise, a lot of the Croatian players play their club handball in Germany. 3 of them, of course, as you mentioned earlier, for Hamburg, 1 for Rhein-Neckar Löwen. And they also play and Fuchs Berlin as well, and then also in Slovenia and Spain. Break is on. Chance here to level it if they're quick, but the Croatians back in defence very, very quickly and closing down at the back. Good play by Copliar to stifle the fast break, and Spain have to settle down and look to set up the next attack. And Aguinagalde swaps with Moros. 7 minutes to go in the first half. Long range shot, Makeda attacking foul. Ran straight into the defence. Balich jumps into his path and then waits for the collision. Cut back towards the middle by Copliar. Copliar, who plays for Sigurania as well, has had a relatively quiet time, and job done for Balich. His short burst on court. True to form as they've done throughout here. He comes on midway through the first half, has a short spell and then goes off again. And Lakovic resumes. Top scoring with Strelec for the Croatians with 3 goals apiece. Dunjak, hand off to Copliar into the line. Vori, free throw. He couldn't quite get past the last defender. Curses away. Hugely experienced Bori. Played in 5 World Championships, the 31-year-old, 3 Europeans, and the last 2 Olympics. And that's the reaction on the bench. This is just about the worst place to be, sitting on the bench. You'd rather be out there, at least involved, doing something, than sitting, looking on. Moros, who's been a real rock for the Spanish defence, the 28-year-old, plays for Barcelona, 79 caps. Well, there's Hombrados, captain of the team, 39 years of age, 187 caps, plays for Atletico Madrid. Played brilliantly in the first game, man of the match for Spain, but was replaced by Sierra later on in the competition as a starting goalkeeper. But frankly, there's not much between them. They've both been really good. Moros sportingly apologises to Dunjak after that collision. Concedes a free throw, and there's some of the several thousand fans who've made the trip across to Belgrade to support their team. And there is Moros holding up Dunjak. So on they go. Well, Croatia, silver medalists at the last European Championships 2 years ago in Austria, as they were 2 years before that in 2008, while Spain, well, bronze medal at the World Championships last year and at the last Olympic Games in Beijing, but 6 at Euro 2010 only. Team timeout call by Goluca for Croatia. As we head towards the last few minutes of the first half. Croatia, who really got a hold of the game with a run of 7 goals without reply. They went from 4-1 down to 8-4 up. It was a costly spell, but amazingly those 7 goals coming in just 6 minutes. Very fast play, and they were mostly fast breaks. Strelec was just hitting them time and again, going up the outside and taking the long balls. And if it wasn't him, it was Čupić coming up. And there was a loss of concentration that made work very hard now for the Spaniards, who are having to chase after the Croatians. The usual emotion from Rivero Valero. For Spain, really a victory here would put them on track as well for a place in the semi-final. Pull them a little bit away from the pack. The defeat, and it all kind of stays open still with the teams behind them, although Hungary, who started so well and have come through really well, undefeated as they came through the main round, with victory against France and a draw not only against Spain but also against Russia in their opening match. But they went off the boil today, unfortunately, losing by 6 to an experienced Icelandic side. So play resumes here with Croatia leading 11-10. We have 5.5 minutes to go. Passive play being warned against the Croatians. We need to get an effort on goal in fairly quick time. Get the floor mopped up, especially where the advertising strips are. The consistency not quite the same, whilst the floor itself will absorb moisture. Oh, superb! Vori is such a huge line play. They put the ball up in the air almost where the defenders can't reach it, but well saved. Ah, superb. And again, Alilovic breaks it down. And in the last 15 minutes, the Spanish finishing has gone to pot. Well, 5 minutes remaining in the first half. They've missed fast breaks, they've missed 6-meter shots. They really are what falls in the unmissable category. The odd one is one thing, but when you start to miss them in succession there, it starts to point to a lack of confidence. Releases to the wing. Well, the referees did well to hold off whistling. Vori being held. Looked up and saw Strelec on the outside, waiting for the ball. They could have blown it here. But the powerful line player, 114 kilos, 2 meters and 3, releases it to Strelec. Takes a little bit of the pressure off as they open up a 2-goal lead again, and that's 4 now for Strelec. Free throw. And a jump. Well read again by Alilovic, who stayed on the post. Knocks the ball out behind to make sure it's a goalkeeper throw. Well, the crowd enjoying this now. And singing Mirko, Mirko, and he milks it. Yes, thanks very much, keep going. That does my ego no end of good. 3.5 minutes remaining in the first half, and they will certainly have him to thank. 5 saves from 14 shots so far. Dunyak looks to the line again. This time it's well read and stolen, and out comes Spain on the break. The wingers are away, closely marked. Thomas can do nothing there, and Croatia have done well. They got back quickly. And woof. Garcia Parondo sent flying by Vori, who says, get up. That didn't do anything, rather aggressively, but he did. There he is, look at that, little shove. And the Spanish fans are saying, yeah, send him off. And I'll tell you what, some referees in this competition might well have done. I think the Romanian pairing would probably have sent him off for that. Seemed a very high hand. So Ugalde is in on the left wing. Replaces Juan Garcia again. Gurbindo is in the frame at right back. Replacing Makeda. Double dribble as he picked the ball up again. And unfortunately they rush it slightly. The long pass to Čupić. Is it Buntic? I beg your pardon, actually. I think it was. He went down. The note is Čupić. So back to Comers, a much shallower 5-1 defence, pushing up on the far side as well. Blocked, ball's loose and sent out. That was superbly played. Vori inside, back outside again. Oh, he's put it wide. Did all the hard work to set himself up and then couldn't get the ball on target. And they're looking to pass the ball behind there, Raúl Entre Rios, but wasn't confident enough to release it, as he couldn't quite look round behind. He was being held at the time anyway. Entre Rios again, Gurbindo. Gap opens up. They needed that. As half-time beckons in 1.5 minutes. Hadn't scored for 7 minutes. But in that time, Croatia themselves have only scored once anyway. It's been a low-scoring game, lots of technical mistakes, wide shots. Goalkeepers have been in evidence. Long-range shot, that's superb! Look at the power behind that. Koplia takes off inside the 9 meters, clocked at 96 kilometers an hour. Two-goal lead restored. Crowd doing their best to unsettle the Spaniards as we enter the last minute of the game. Free throw. And the Spaniards happy to let the clock run down on that one as Sarmiento has come back in again. He's a quick player, but couldn't quite exert any control on the game earlier. Gurbindo slips again. Sarmiento looking for the free throw. They're going to run out of time. Passive plays being warned now. They won't be given until the end of the first half. Goyun says, I didn't do anything. You did. Shot taken in the end under pressure. Alilovic gets it. No point rushing. They've got more time than they think. 12 seconds. Dunyak. Switch the ball back. 6 minutes to go. The countdown is on. Bori. Penalty. Fouled on the line. Gurbindo caught him. And the reaction of the Spanish fans, can't believe it. There's the pass into him. And a shove in the back, in fact, by Raúl Entre Rios. Certainly helped concede that penalty, while Gurbindo actually had a foot inside the area. So Sierra tries to stay focused as Čupić steps up to take the free throw, the penalty. Through the legs again. And that pleases the crowd, and after Spain had worked so hard to get back to within one goal, Coplea and Čupić contrive to deny them the psychological advantage. And it's a 3-goal lead now for the Croatians. I think you're going the other way, lads. Croatia, this is their first match in the Spens Arena. They were playing their preliminary matches in Versace and not quite getting their bearings yet. Need to follow the Spaniards. They know all about this arena. This is where they were playing. So, an interesting first half, and here are the statistics. And 57% shooting success for Croatia, 50% for the Spaniards. But it's the top statistics. They're only scoring off 39% of their attacks, Spain, and that's where they're suffering, and they've been hit by 5 fast breaks. Could have been worse if Sierra hadn't saved 3 of them. Romero and Thomas are the best for Spain with 2, so it's fairly well spread out there, while Strelec is top scoring in the game with 4 for Croatia. And this is how the game develops. Slow start by Spain and another dead spell at the end, but an even longer dead spell by the Croatians late on, which prevented them from taking the initiative. The wings are working well, it's going well down the centre, but left and right back, the long-range efforts are missing, and that's where Spain haven't got that dimension. For Croatia, other than the right wing that hasn't received any service, fairly well spread out, with 5 fast breaks and 2 penalties. So that's it at half-time, 14-11 to Croatia. We'll take a short break, but join us again in just a few moments for the second half. We'll see you then.